people? Welcome back again to the channel, the Pitch Perfect One. Your boy's back, and this is game week 1 match reaction, the big one, the Super Sunday. I mean, guys, I had good news for you, but I have nothing good to say. Nothing good to say. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna go throw my toys out the pram. I'm not gonna overreact. It's only game week 1. The players are still rusty from both sides. It's clear to see, clear as day. The rustiness is still there. The fitness levels still need to reach a certain standard. But nonetheless, people. Oh, by the way, just a disclaimer. If you didn't get it, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. First game, first loss. I don't know, is this a reflection of how our season's gonna be? Only time will tell. I'm hoping not, but performance-wise, I wasn't happy with how we looked. I won't even lie to you people. Sometimes, you lose games and you can sit down and say, on a different day, we could have. On a different day, we were going to win it. But this performance, no. Didn't see anything. Didn't see anything from anyone that showed us that showed me that we wanted to win this game, that we were going to win this game. Credit to Arsenal, one of the best defense in the league. Even that being said, their defense looked shaky at times, but yet we never capitalized. We never punished them. We never made them pay for it. So that's where my biggest disappointment is, that Arsenal looked like they were giving us chances. They were giving us chances, half chances to try come back in the game, but we never made them pay for it. And that's my biggest disappointment. Maybe it's just because of the rustiness, that it's just fresh start of the season. Maybe that could be that if this was game week 5, 6, 7, we would have been a bit more on it, would have been a bit more cutthroat. But at the same time, Arsenal probably wouldn't have been this lackluster as well had it been game 6, 7. So it's one of the weird ones, to be honest. But like I said, people, I don't really have anything to shout about from this game. Nothing positive, to be honest. The starting 11 was a contract signed by Amorim for us to lose the game. It was a clear contract signed for us to lose the game, because I don't understand what his logic was. Yes, I saw that the first 15, 20 minutes, we started off energy, high pressing, front-footed, which I respect. I understand you want to put those defenders, at making them feel uncomfortable. I understand that. But at the end of the day, the lack of quality showed itself. The lack of quality eventually showed itself. All that high pressing just wore off, and Arsenal just got comfortable. They got set and started bopping. And once the goal went in, that was it. That was it. We didn't look like we were going to score. We looked like we could have been there for another 30 minutes and there was still going to be no goal. And on the goal as well, by in there, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I don't know what he was trying to do, playing hot potato with the ball. But he's another guy, just not good enough. Just not good enough. I don't want to scream, I don't want to shout, but he's not good enough as well. We really need to get Donnarumma. We need to put pen to paper on Donnarumma. If we can't get Donnarumma, then we need to find a way to get Martinez. But we need a keeper for this window. There's no way Manchester City have Ederson, who's been there for however many years, and still are able to go ahead and sign 2 new keepers. Able to go ahead and sign Trafford for about 40 million euros, and then possibly signing Donnarumma, while still having Ederson in the squad, and we are struggling to get a keeper. It makes no sense. So we need to lock in on that area, because if we don't have a good keeper in this season, it could be a long season for us, to be honest with you people. But yeah, like I said, just like a hot potato, just no control, just doesn't fill me with any confidence by in there. Does not fill me with any confidence. That being said, other than the goal, he didn't have much to do. He didn't have much for me to complain about. The back four, they looked steady. Luke Shaw, I was worried about him starting, but he looked okay. Not much complaints. The league, solid. Always solid. Lenny Europe, you know what you're going to get from him. Solid. The midfield too, Casemiro and Bruno. Maybe it's still early days, but there just wasn't that spark there. There wasn't that bit of creativity that we were looking for. And like I mentioned already, the front three, Mason Mount starting that game was us just signing the game over to Arsenal. I think I see Amram is really trying to do this thing about playing Cunha in the number nine, which I don't like. I understand that he can play there, he can do a makeshift job, he does it for Brazil, but Cunha at his best is in that number 10 position or driving on from the left hand side. And we saw it as soon as Sheshko came on, like there was that spark in Cunha. Everything in every half chance that came from that left hand side all started with Cunha. All started with him. So that's where we need to put him. Those are the areas where we need to leave him in and around that number 10, that left hand side kind of spot, that touchline kind of spot, to just allow to just drive with the ball. He's a good dribbler with the ball. He's good with driving up the pitch. That's his game. Driving at defenders, running at people, dribbling past people, not trying to play his back with his back to goal. Like that's not his game. So we're really limiting him by trying to do that. But in Buemo, bright spark as well. He looked energetic. He looked lively. You can understand why Amorim signed him. He's got the energy. He's also got the quality. He got the good left foot. It didn't pay off. It didn't come off today, but there's still so many more games to make it right. But yeah, both Cunha and Mbuemo looked very sharp, looked very on it. So that number 9, it's gonna be very interesting whether we go ahead with Sheshko or with Xerxes. Xerxes didn't get a game time today, which is fine, but there's still so many more games for him to get involved in. With the way it seems like Rasmus is possibly out the way, so it seems like it's gonna be a contest between Sheshko and Xerxes. So no complaints really, people. To be honest, Sesko came on, saw little glimpses here and there, but I can tell that he's going to be a real problem. He's going to be a real problem if we give him the right services. If we put him in the right position, he will be a problem. The size of it, he's a unit. Aerially, he's going to be a problem. Physically, he's going to be a problem. On the ground, he can play. So if we put him in the right positions, give him the right balls at the right time, he could be an issue. But yeah, no, I was even saying it on the watch along with Larry. Big up Larry, by the way. Neither team seemed to deserve the game. Neither team seemed to deserve to win the game. Arsenal got the win, they got the goal, but they can sit down themselves and admit as well that if the game was a draw, they wouldn't be mad. They wouldn't shout about it. Like that. Even Arsenal, they didn't deserve to win the game. They weren't impressive. They looked rusty. They looked like they're still getting back at their fitness. And that's the danger with these kind of early games. You don't want to. You want to take it with a pinch of salt, but at the same time, you want to analyze it enough to have an idea of where we possibly are at, where we possibly could get to, as the season goes on. But no, this better be a learning curve for Amorim for the next game. That we need to go straight in the next game, straight on. If we're not gonna go for Sesko in the 9, then Xerxes, someone has to be in the 9, not Mason Mount. I'm not trying to see this makeshift number 9. It's not gonna work. It ain't working. But yeah, nothing else to shout about. Ugarte, not good enough. It's not good enough. Playing against us, playing for the opposition again, not good enough. So if the Baleba thing is not gonna work, if we're not gonna get through to Baleba, I don't know. I would take a Douglas Lewis. I'll take anyone. I'll take some form of depth, to be honest. But yeah, people, it's not good enough. But look, it's only game week 1, so I'm not gonna get too mad. I'm not gonna get too overcritical. I'm just gonna take it game by game, step by step, and we'll take it from there. But other than that, people, that's me. I should be back here, I guess, for football talk with the boys, with Richie and Larry. So in that case, that's me, people. See you soon.